Long before the world knew his name, before the record-breaking goals, before the trophies, before becoming one of football's most feared strikers, there was a little boy who seemed destined for football from the very beginning. Erling Braut Haaland was born on July 21, 2000 in Leeds, England. At the time, his father, Erling Haaland, was playing professional football in the English Premier League. Football wasn't just part of the family's life, it was everywhere. His father had played for top clubs including Nottingham Forest F.C., Leeds United F.C., and Manchester City F.C. His mother, Bryne FK, had also been a successful athlete. She competed in the heptathlon, one of the most demanding events in track and field. Speed, strength, endurance, discipline, athletic ability surrounded Erling from the day he was born. Not long after the family returned to Bryne, Norway, where Erling's playing career eventually came to an end. Life became quieter, but football never disappeared. Growing up in the small town of Bryne, Erling spent countless hours outside. If he wasn't at school, he was kicking a football. If he wasn't playing with friends, he was practicing alone. Rain, snow, cold weather, none of it mattered. He simply wanted to play. From an early age, people noticed something unusual. Erling wasn't just talented, he was incredibly competitive. He hated losing. Whether it was football, running races, or simple games with friends, he always wanted to win. His father never allowed him to believe talent was enough. Erling constantly reminded him, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Those words became part of Erling's mindset. Every training session mattered. Every touch of the ball mattered. Every mistake became another lesson. Unlike many young players, Erling loved physical training. He enjoyed running, jumping, building strength, improving his speed. Even as a child, he understood that football wasn't only about skill. It was also about becoming stronger than yesterday. His remarkable athletic ability became obvious very early. As a young boy, Erling even achieved an impressive result in the standing long jump, demonstrating the explosive power that would later make him nearly unstoppable on the football field. Coaches quickly realized they were watching someone different. He was taller than most children, stronger, faster, but perhaps most importantly, he possessed an incredible desire to improve. Every practice ended with one more shot, one more sprint, one more drill, one more attempt. He refused to leave the field until he felt he had become a little better. Eventually, Erling joined the youth academy of Bryne FK. This wasn't one of Europe's famous academies. There were no luxury facilities, no worldwide attention, no television cameras, just coaches who believed in developing young players. Erling loved every minute. He studied experienced players, practiced finishing with both feet, worked on his first touch, improved his movement inside the penalty area. Scoring goals quickly became his favorite part of football. Every match seemed to end the same way. Erling found the net again and again. His teammates trusted him, his coaches trusted him, opponents feared him. As the years passed, his body continued developing. He grew taller, stronger, faster, eventually reaching nearly 195 meters 6 feet 5 inches. Despite his size, he could sprint like a winner, leap higher than defenders, and strike the ball with incredible power. It was a combination rarely seen in football. People began saying he had inherited the perfect athletic genetics, but those closest to him knew the truth. Genetics gave him potential. Discipline turned that potential into results. His daily routine reflected that discipline. Healthy nutrition, regular recovery, extra training sessions, constant learning. Even as a teenager, Erling treated football like a full-time profession. While many young players dreamed about becoming stars, Erling focused only on becoming better every single day. His performances for Bryne's youth teams became impossible to ignore. Goals arrived almost every match. Scouts started appearing. Professional clubs began paying attention. The small-town boy from Bryne was no longer just another promising youngster. He was becoming one of Norway's brightest football talents. Very soon the rest of Europe would discover what Norway already knew. A goal-scoring machine was coming, and football would never be quite the same again. By the age of 15, it was becoming impossible to ignore Erling Haaland. His performances for Bryne FK had attracted scouts from across Norway. He wasn't just scoring goals, he was dominating defenders much older than himself. In 2016, at just 15 years old, Erling made his professional debut for Bryne FK's first team. It was a dream come true, but it also came with a harsh reality. Professional football was completely different, the defenders were stronger, the matches were faster. Every mistake was punished. Erling didn't score during his first season. Some people questioned whether the teenager was truly ready. Others wondered if the hype had arrived too early. But Erling never panicked. He kept training. He kept improving. He knew that one difficult season could never define an entire career. His work ethic impressed everyone around him. After every training session, he stayed longer, practicing finishing, working on his weaker foot, improving his movement, building even more strength. His father constantly reminded him, the goals will come. Focus on becoming a better player. Soon one of Norway's biggest clubs came calling. In 2017, Erling signed with Molde FK. The move changed everything. At Molde, he began working under one of Norway's greatest football legends, Ole Gunnar Solskjær. Known throughout Europe as the baby-faced assassin, Solskjær immediately recognized Erling's extraordinary potential. He didn't try to change him. Instead, he refined him. He taught Erling how to move inside the penalty area, how to time his runs, how to remain calm under pressure, how to score different types of goals, headers, powerful finishes, one-touch strikes, counter-attacks. Everything became part of his game. The results appeared quickly. Erling began scoring regularly. Fans noticed, scouts returned, Europe's biggest clubs started watching every match. His reputation was growing faster than ever. Then came another opportunity. In 2019, Erling joined Austrian champions FC Red Bull Salzburg. Many people viewed Austria as a stepping stone. Erling viewed it as another chance to prove himself. He adapted immediately. Goals came almost every game. Defenders couldn't stop him. His combination of size, speed, and finishing looked almost unfair. Then the UEFA Champions League arrived. This was football's biggest club competition, the world's best players, the biggest stadiums, the brightest lights. Many young players become nervous. Erling became unstoppable. On his Champions League debut, he scored a hat-trick. The football world was stunned. He continued scoring against Europe's biggest clubs. Game after game, record after record, he became the first teenager in history to score in his first 5 Champions League appearances. Newspapers across Europe called him football's next superstar. Transfer rumors exploded. Almost every major club wanted him. In January 2020, the race ended. Erling signed for Borussia Dortmund. The transfer placed him in one of Europe's strongest leagues, the Bundesliga. The pressure increased, so did expectations. Many wondered if he could continue scoring against even stronger opponents. He answered the question immediately. Coming off the bench in his Bundesliga debut, Erling scored a hat-trick in just 23 minutes. It felt unbelievable, yet it was only the beginning. Week after week, he terrorized defenders. His acceleration shocked opponents. His strength made him nearly impossible to push off the ball. His left foot became one of the most feared weapons in football. Whether inside the penalty area or from outside the box, he could score from almost anywhere. Commentators struggled to describe him. Some compared his physical power to legendary strikers. Others admired his incredible intelligence. He always seemed to appear exactly where the ball would arrive. Goals became routine. Hat-tricks became expected. Records continued falling. By the age of 20, Erling Haaland had already become one of the most dangerous strikers on earth. The poor boy from Bryne was now one of the biggest names in world football. But the greatest chapter of his career was still waiting. One club believed Erling could help dominate Europe. That club was Manchester City FC, and football history was about to change once again. By 2022, there was no longer any doubt. Erling Haaland had become one of the most feared strikers in world football. The biggest clubs wanted him. Fans debated where he would go next. Then the announcement finally came. In the summer of 2022, Erling Haaland signed for Manchester City FC. For many people, it felt like the perfect match. One of the world's greatest teams, one of the world's greatest goal scorers. The expectations were enormous. Some critics believed the Premier League would finally slow him down. England was considered faster, more physical, more demanding than any league he had played in before. But Erling needed almost no time to adapt. From his very first matches he began scoring, then scoring again, then again. Hat-tricks became normal, defenders couldn't stop him, goalkeepers couldn't predict him. Every weekend seemed to produce another record. His incredible speed shocked defenders. His strength made him nearly impossible to challenge. His positioning inside the penalty area looked almost supernatural. He always seemed to arrive exactly where the ball would land. Fans began calling him a goal machine. During his first Premier League season, Erling shattered records that had stood for decades. He became the fastest player to reach multiple scoring milestones. He broke the Premier League single-season scoring record. Goals arrived in almost every competition. League matches, domestic cups, European nights. The world couldn't believe what it was watching. Then came the historic 2020-23 season. Manchester City dominated English football. They won the Premier League. They won the FA Cup. And finally they won the UEFA Champions League. It completed the legendary Treble, one of the greatest achievements in club football history. Erling had become one of the team's biggest stars. His goals helped deliver the trophies every player dreams about. The boy from Bryne had reached the very top of world football. Success on the pitch transformed his financial life as well. Manchester City rewarded him with one of football's biggest contracts. His salary reached tens of millions of dollars every year when bonuses were included. Every goal, every trophy, every successful season increased his earnings even further. But football wasn't his only source of income. Global brands quickly realized Erling's value. His image represented power, youth, discipline, winning. Major sponsorship deals followed. Sportswear companies competed for his signature. He eventually signed a long-term partnership with Nike, reportedly worth many millions of dollars. He also partnered with luxury brands, technology companies, nutrition businesses, video game franchises. Advertising campaigns featuring Erling appeared across the world. His popularity exploded. Millions followed him on social media. Every post reached enormous audiences. Every interview generated international headlines. His personal brand became increasingly valuable. Unlike many young stars, Erling also focused on protecting his wealth. Together with trusted advisors and family members, he carefully managed investments, real estate, financial assets, long-term business opportunities. Instead of spending recklessly, he concentrated on building lasting financial security. His father, Erling Haaland, played an important role in helping guide many business decisions. Experience, patience, and careful planning became just as important off the field as on it. Financial experts estimated that Erling's net worth quickly climbed into the hundreds of millions of dollars. And because he was still in his early 20s, many believed his lifetime career earnings could eventually surpass $1 billion. Few footballers had ever possessed such extraordinary earning potential at such a young age. Every season brought new contracts, new sponsorships, new bonuses, new records, new opportunities. His market value became one of the highest in football. Transfer rumors often suggested that any club hoping to sign him would need to spend well over $200 million. Very few players in history had ever reached that level of value. But enormous success also created enormous pressure. Every missed chance became global news. Every quiet match attracted criticism. Fans expected goals every single game. Some people forgot that even the greatest players have difficult moments. Erling never allowed outside opinions to change his mentality. His daily routine remained almost identical: train, recover, eat properly, sleep well, repeat. While others celebrated yesterday's victories, Erling focused on tomorrow's training session. That discipline separated him from many talented players. By his mid-20s, Erling Haaland had become far more than just a footballer. He was a global superstar, one of the highest paid athletes in the world, one of the most valuable players in football history, a marketing powerhouse, a business success, and the face of a new generation of football. Yet despite the money, the trophies, and worldwide fame, his greatest challenge was still ahead. Because becoming a superstar is one thing, remaining at the top year after year is something only true legends can achieve. By now, Erling Haaland was no longer simply a football player. He had become one of the biggest sports stars on earth. Wherever he traveled, fans waited outside hotels. Children asked for autographs. Journalists followed every move. Millions watched every match expecting one thing: goals. Scoring had become more than his job. It had become an expectation. Every weekend, headlines asked the same question: how many will Haaland score today? When he scored, the world celebrated. When he didn't, the criticism arrived immediately. That is the reality of modern football. The bigger the star, the greater the pressure. Every missed opportunity was replayed thousands of times across television and social media. Every quiet performance became a topic of debate. Some critics claimed defenders had figured him out. Others questioned whether he could perform in the biggest matches. Erling rarely responded. Instead, he answered the only way he knew: by returning to training. Again and again and again, his discipline became legendary. Even after scoring hat-tricks, he looked for ways to improve. He studied defenders, watched match footage, analyzed his movement, worked on finishing, strengthened his body, improved his speed. Recovery became just as important as training. Ice baths, professional nutrition, sleep routines, fitness specialists. Everything was designed to keep his body performing at the highest level. His mentality impressed coaches as much as his talent. He celebrated victories, but never for long. The next challenge always mattered more. Meanwhile, the records continued falling. Fastest player to reach goal milestones, most goals during a debut Premier League season, Champions League records, club records, scoring records. Almost every competition seemed to produce another achievement. Commentators began comparing him with some of football's greatest strikers. Many believed they were watching the beginning of another legendary career. His popularity expanded far beyond football. Millions followed him on social media, then tens of millions. Fans admired not only his performances but also his personality. Unlike many celebrities, Erling remained surprisingly private. He rarely shared details about his personal life. Instead of chasing constant publicity, he focused on football, family, training, and recovery. His calm personality became one of his trademarks. Away from the stadium, he preferred a simple lifestyle. He enjoyed spending time with family and close friends, listening to music, relaxing in nature, playing video games, recovering between matches. Despite earning enormous amounts of money, he avoided many of the distractions that often surround global superstars. His father remained one of his closest advisors. Their relationship continued to shape his career. Alfinge understood the pressures of professional football better than almost anyone. His guidance helped Erling stay grounded despite worldwide fame. But while club football brought trophies, one dream remained unfinished: representing Norway national football team. For Erling, playing for Norway meant something deeply personal. It wasn't about contracts or sponsorships or individual awards. It was about representing his country. Every international match carried enormous expectations. Norwegian fans dreamed of seeing their national team return to the biggest tournaments. Erling became the face of that dream. Alongside a talented new generation of Norwegian players, he hoped to lead his country back onto football's biggest stage. Although Norway faced difficult qualification campaigns, Erling never stopped believing. Every goal for his country meant something special. Every match reminded him where his journey had begun. The little boy from Bryne was now carrying the hopes of an entire nation. Meanwhile, his influence stretched far beyond football. Young players copied his celebrations. His training methods became popular online. Fitness coaches studied his athletic development. Children around the world wore his shirt. Companies wanted him as their ambassador. Brands wanted him as their partner. His image represented dedication, power, consistency, and relentless ambition. Financial experts estimated that his career earnings would continue growing dramatically. With football salaries, performance bonuses, commercial partnerships, image rights, investments, and future business opportunities, many believed Erling could eventually become one of the richest footballers in history. Yet, despite all the success, he never forgot the lessons he learned as a child. Talent is a gift, discipline is a choice, hard work is non-negotiable. Every season brought new challenges, new records, new criticism. new expectations, but Erling accepted all of it. Because pressure is the price of greatness, and he had no intention of stopping. His story was no longer only about scoring goals, it was becoming the story of a player determined to leave a legacy that would inspire generations long after his final match. Years after becoming one of football's biggest stars, a young boy approached Erling Haaland after a match. The child looked up at him and asked, "How did you become the best?" Erling smiled, then gave an answer that surprised everyone. It wasn't one perfect day. It was thousands of ordinary days. That simple sentence perfectly described his entire journey. People often see the goals, the trophies, the celebrations, the millions of dollars, the luxury lifestyle, the worldwide fame. But they rarely see what happens when the cameras are turned off. Early mornings, endless training sessions, strict nutrition, recovery, sleep, discipline, repeating the same fundamentals every single day. Even after breaking records, Erling never believed he had finished improving. Every season brought a new goal: become faster, become stronger, become more clinical, score more goals, help the team win more trophies. He understood something many athletes never fully accept. Success isn't something you achieve once, it's something you must earn again every single day. That mentality became one of his greatest strengths. His family remained at the center of everything. His father, Erling Haaland, taught him that fame should never change who you are. Respect people, stay humble, keep working, never believe you rate bigger than the game. Those lessons stayed with Erling throughout his career. No matter how many records he broke, he continued behaving like someone who still had something to prove. His teammates often described him as obsessed with improvement. One extra sprint, one extra finishing drill, one extra gym session, one extra recovery exercise. Small improvements repeated every day eventually created extraordinary results. Millions of young footballers admired his goals, but coaches admired something even more: his consistency. Because talent alone doesn't explain greatness, many gifted players disappear. Many wonder kids never fulfill their potential. Erling refused to become one of them. He built habits, not excuses, preparation, not shortcuts, discipline, not comfort. As the years passed, football legends began speaking about him with enormous respect. Many believed they were watching one of the greatest strikers of a new generation. Some even predicted that one day he could become one of the greatest goal scorers in football history. Not because of natural ability alone, but because of the mindset behind it. His influence reached far beyond football. Young athletes from every sport began studying his work ethic. Business leaders admired his professionalism. Fitness experts analyzed his training methods. Parents showed their children his interviews about discipline and dedication. His story proved something important. You don't need to control where you were born. You don't control your genetics. You don't control the opinions of critics. But you always control your attitude, your preparation, your effort, your willingness to improve. The little boy who grew up in Bryne dreaming about scoring goals became one of the most feared strikers on earth. He inspired millions of children to believe that impossible dreams could become reality, not because he was lucky, not because success came easily, but because he never stopped working. Every goal, every trophy, every record was built on thousands of invisible hours that nobody ever saw. Perhaps that is Erling Haaland's greatest legacy, not the goals, not the medals, not the millions, but the example he leaves behind. An example that greatness is never an accident. It is built through discipline, through sacrifice, through consistency, through respect for your family, through believing that yesterday's success means nothing if you stop improving today. Talent may open the first door, but only daily hard work allows someone to walk through it, and only relentless dedication transforms a talented player into a legend.